There are several ways I could address you this morning. I could talk like this during the whole homily. I could turn around and talk to the sanctuary like this. Or, just like I usually do, just give it to you straight on and right out.
Give it to her.
You got it. The scriptures today are about change. And change is the one thing we as humans like the least to do. We don't like to change where we live once we're comfortable. We don't like to change how we live once we're comfortable. We don't like to change jobs. We don't like to change anything about our appearances most times. We just hate change. It's not a modern phenomenon. Oh yes, we have people here that want to go back 10, 20, 30, 40 years in history and try to move us backwards in time, thinking, oh, for the simpler days, oh, for the better days. In Exodus, we hear that our Hebrew brothers and sisters at the time were doing the same thing. They prayed to God to get them out of the mess they were in Egypt. And when he answered them and things were a little tough going, oh, we should have stayed in Egypt and died rather than go through this. You hear people today that say they'd rather go back and do something than face the future. Paul to the Ephesians, he tells them, you got to get out of thinking with your mind, folks. It isn't about what you think. It's not about what was. It's about what is, and it's about placing your faith in the right place. Change. And indeed, the gospel. Same thing. Change what you're thinking, folks. Don't go around looking for signs and wonders. It's not about what you see, it's about what you believe. And it's about doing the will of God. So many times I've said to those that gather here, I don't know what you're supposed to be doing. I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing. But you have to discern that yourself. So how do you know what God wants for you in your life? The scriptures are clear throughout today's readings. You gotta go to God in faith. Now, psychologists tell us that in order to change a paradigm, that's a way we act or things we do, we have to change that action for 30 to 60 days in a row. It's not a simple, I'll do it today, but I won't do it the rest of the week. It applies to diet. It applies to work habits. It applies to everything we do. It applies to our faith. We have to daily place ourselves in the presence of God. We have to be nourished by God in our lives. There are two ways that we do that. Really, we could probably say three. Prayer, overall, encompassing. But our prayer life can take in the scriptures. Do we daily set aside time to open the scriptures, to let them speak to us, to let them fill us up? And do we take the opportunity as well for Eucharist? That bread of life, who as the Lord tells us himself today, is he. That he is the one who will sustain us. He is the one who nourishes that need within us, that fills us up, so that we will never hunger again, that we will never thirst again. And yet, most of us hunger and thirst for the Lord. And we do so because we have not sought him daily. We have not put into practice those things that we need to change. We look backwards. We want to turn around. We want to run away to a comfortable place. Christianity is not comfortable. Christianity is a challenging way of life. A life in which we are called upon to love others that we might not necessarily love. To reach out beyond ourselves, not when it's convenient, but daily, so that God's love is made known. Once again, I don't know how you're supposed to be doing that. But I encourage you this week to spend more time in prayer, to set up a daily schedule for prayer, to read the scriptures, and when every opportunity avails itself to you, to receive the body and blood of Christ, so that you never hunger or thirst again.